Wednesday Whispers. Today we are going to talk about the fjords. I just really like that word. I hope you guys are all having a good day so far today. Well, update about me. I am almost done with college. I graduate the beginning of May, so yay! Exciting, I guess. But so it's also very busy, so not as exciting. And it's starting to be spring here. I don't know what the weather's like by you right now. It was actually about 70 degrees a couple days ago here, but then it decided to get cold again, and we got like 3 inches of snow the other night. It's mostly gone almost already again, but it was kind of crazy to, it was 70 one day, and then the next day we had, a snowstorm. But I think spring is almost here. It's coming, and I guess I want to try something kind of to that end. I guess is I'd like to do something of like a photo contest, where if you're interested, take a picture of where you live, or somewhere outside, and I'll look at them all. Maybe send it to me in a private message, I guess, and I'll share some of them with you guys. I don't know exactly how. I'm thinking maybe, this is a promise, but I'm thinking that I will make the video thumbnail for one of my videos. I'll make it whichever picture I think is prettiest, I guess, most relaxing. So if you're interested, please send me your pictures. You can leave them in a comment or send a private message. Either one works for me. I guess it's up to you if you want other people to see them or not. I do prefer that you not put anything with like an address or anything in the picture. Just, good internet form and whatnot. But I guess that's ultimately up to you. So, today, though, as I said, we're going to talk about Fjord. Fjord being the, water body. So, let's get into it. Geologically, a fjord, also spelled F-I-O-R-D, is a long, narrow inlet with steep sides or cliffs created by glacial erosion. The word comes to English from Norwegian, but related words are used in several Nordic languages, in many cases to refer to any long, narrow body of water, other than the more specific meaning it has in English. There are many fjords on the coast of Norway, Iceland, Greenland, and Chile. Formation. These characteristics distinguish fjords from rise, example being the Bay of Kotor, which are drowned valleys flooded by the rising sea. I would have never actually guessed that. That they had such strong current at their inlets and whatnot, or that distinction, kind of came from how they formed versus, flooding a valley. And I think that's pretty cool. And that's kind of one of my favorite things about doing this, is that I guess, I get to learn things like that, which I would have never guessed. I gotta admit, I have kind of like, I don't know, I have this interest in like the Scandinavian and like, I don't know, Northern Europe areas like Denmark, up there, Scandinavia and all that. I'm speaking really good right now. And so, I don't know, stuff about those countries has always like really interested me. And I think part of it's that, like, growing up, I learned a decent-ish, at least comparatively, I learned about, like, English, maybe Spanish, German, history, like, those parts, Italy, but I never learned anything about, like, Scandinavia, or, like, the Netherlands, and like, I don't know, it always really interested me, and it still does. I don't know why. But yeah. So let's keep going now. Fjord features and variations. I'm gonna say, if you had asked me what the next thing I would say here is, I would not have gotten this right. I guess, would any of you have guessed that the next, or the first section of fjord features and variations would be coral reefs? I wouldn't have thought that. But coral reefs. As late as 2000, some coral reefs were discovered along the bottoms of the Norwegian fjords. These reefs were found in fjords from the north of Norway to the south. The marine life on the reefs is believed to be one of the most important reasons why the Norwegian coastline is such a generous fishing ground. Since this discovery is fairly new, little research has been done. The reefs are host to thousands of life forms, such as plankton, coral, anemones, fish, several species of shark, and many more. Most are specially adapted to life under the great pressure of the water column above it, and total darkness of the deep sea. New Zealand fjords are also host to deep-sea corals, but a surface layer of dark freshwater allows these corals to grow in much shallower water than usual. An underwater observatory in Milford Sound allows tourists to view them without diving. missing navigation. And these are called skerries. The term skerry is derived from the Old Norse sker, which means a rock in the sea. Skerries, most commonly formed at the outlet of fjords, were submerged glacially formed valleys perpendicular to the coast to join with other cross valleys in a complex array. The island fringe of Norway is such a group of skerries. Many of the cross fjords are so arranged that they parallel the coast and provide a protected channel behind an almost unbroken succession of mountainous islands and skerries. By this channel, one can travel through a protected passageway almost the entire 1,601-kilometer route from Stavanger to North Cape, Norway. The Blindali is a skerry protected waterway that starts near Kristiansand in southern Norway and continues past Lillesand. The Swedish coast along the Bohuslän is likewise skerry guarded. The inside passage provides a similar route from Seattle, Washington, and Vancouver, British Columbia, to Skagway, Alaska. Yet another such skerry protected passageway extends from the Straits of Magellan north for 800 kilometers. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. I think I'm going to skip the section list of different regions below that, but I'm not going to read through that. So that's the end of the article for today. If you've enjoyed this, please go ahead and like the